So let's get started. Okay, I'm really happy you guys are here.
Oh, thanks.
Has anybody taken online English class before?
No.
First time for everyone? Okay, good. We're going to learn a lot together, I think, as we go. So today, like I said in my email, we're going to do some introductions. We're going to kind of figure out how Zoom is going to work for us, and talk a little bit about the class, and talk about what will happen on Wednesday. So a couple of things before we get started. I just want to I'm going to share my screen here and just want to go over a couple of Zoom reminders. Don't forget, you have the option to mute yourself. For most of you on a computer, that will be at the bottom of the screen. I think on a phone, it's on the bottom of the screen too, but go ahead and find the mute option.
Oh.
All right. And in my English class, I think it's really good to speak as much as possible. I want you guys to practice speaking English. So
Yeah.
no speaking is not a rule in my class. But unfortunately on Zoom, it's really difficult to listen when two people are talking. And Zoom is not super great at that. So using the mute if you are not talking will be really, really important, especially if you have some background noise. It'll help me and it'll help the other students too. And then also you have the option of chat to write comments in the chat. If you have questions or need to tell me something, you can always find the chat. And actually, if you guys would do that right now, find the chat and go ahead and type your full name. So we'll use that as part of our attendance record. Go ahead and type your name in the chat for me. Okay, I see Ernesto, Angela, Moises, Carla. Okay. Perfect. Abdel Kalek, is that your name?
It's good. You can call me Masa, that's enough.
Masa?
Yeah, that's what the yeah. It's a long name, so
Sure. Perfect. Okay, and then also go ahead and find maybe in the top corner of your screen, there's something called speaker view and gallery view. Speaker view is what it looks like when, if you only see my face at the top of the screen, you're in speaker view. If you are in gallery view, then it means you can see everybody in the class who is showing their camera. A couple other students joining us. We'll just take a minute for them to join.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer gallery view so I can see everybody. It makes it feel a little bit more like a classroom.
It's enormous. I love it. All right. 15 reapers. So does that mean
if you're just joining, go ahead and find the chat and type your name in the chat.
Let's finish off. It's going to be 15 stories, right? Yes. So let's do the
Don't forget where the mute button is. Unless you want to say something.
Cloud portal unlocked. Let's go. My shells, don't mind if I do. We're in the sky. We can't take that. Strictly for treasure chests, I guess, in the clouds. Well,
If someone's watching TV in the background, who has the TV on?
Oh boy, all right, I guess.
There we go. That's better. I know that some of you live with other people. There's other people in your home. It's difficult to find a quiet place, and that totally makes sense. That's why the mute is really helpful. If you don't have a quiet place to have class, then definitely get very comfortable with the mute button. Okay. Another reason to have mute is in case you have an animal in your house. You guys will meet my cat in just a minute. Okay, let me find my screen again. All right, we're going to do some introductions. This is the first day of class after all, and I think everyone expects on the first day to introduce yourself and get to know our classmates a little bit. So we're going to take a couple of minutes. Everybody will have about 1 minute for speaking to tell us a little bit about you. The good news is you get to talk about yourself, and it's easy to talk about yourself, right? So here are the things I would like you to share about yourself to let us learn a little bit about you, since we're going to be spending a lot of time together in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to think about your answer and what you might like to say. All right. I would like to know your name or your nickname. What do you want us to call you? Please tell us where you are from, what country or city or part of the world you're from. I'd love to know a little bit about your family. Not too much, not your whole story, not your whole history, but a little bit about your family, where you come from. Maybe a little bit about your job, the job you have now, or maybe your job from the past, or even the job you want in the future. And finally, some fun information. Tell us about a hobby or activity that you enjoy doing. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about your answer. Maybe you want to write a few things down. We'll just take 1 minute and then we'll do some introductions. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'll go first to give you all an example and so you can learn a little bit about me. Of course, I think you know my name is Vanessa. It's really nice to meet you all, and I'm so happy to have you in class with us today. My name is Vanessa. You can call me Vanessa. Please don't call me teacher. It's not my name. I won't call you student. It's not your name. It's okay in the United States to call even a teacher by their first name. So it's fine with me. I am from Kentucky. I grew up here in Louisville, and I love Louisville. I love living in Louisville, especially when the weather is so beautiful like today. Most of my family lives in Louisville, is from Kentucky as well. My parents live here. They live on the other part of town. My sister actually lives in California. You'll learn a little bit about my sister as we go together. And the family member that I live with is, oh, here he is. This is my cat. This is Rory. He just had dinner, so now he's ready for a nap. He will join our class pretty often because he's always curious to know what I'm working on and what I'm doing. So that's my family. For work, obviously, I am an English teacher. I've been teaching English for about 10 years, and I love teaching English. I love teaching. I do also have a day job, an office job in the day, but it's really boring, so I won't tell you about that. And then for fun, when it's too cold to be outside, I love to be outside, but I also really enjoy doing some crafts like crochet and cross stitch and just making some things with my hands. So we'll talk a little bit more about some of those things as we get to know each other. Okay, does anybody want to go next? Anybody prepared to introduce themselves next? Don't forget to unmute yourself when you are. Wissal?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Wissal. I'm from Iraq. I have 3 kids. My husband with us. We are 5. My habit is take care of my garden, my backyard and in front yard. I like watching movies on YouTube.
Very good. Do you grow fruit, vegetables in your garden?
Yes, sometimes in summer.
Okay. Are you getting ready for this summer?
Yes, I'm ready.
Making a plan.
Nice to meet you first.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much, Wissal.
Yeah, thank
Who is next?
Bala.
Bala.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name
Hello.
is Bala Ndau. I'm 45 years old. I come from France. I moved to Louisville in 2 weeks ago. And I come to reunify my family. I don't know the good words. I come to live with my family in Louisville. And I am married. I have 2 children. The first one have 10 years old, and the second one, the last one, have 4 years old. And in my job, I'm computer engineering. I'm the engineer computer science, engineering computer science, and my hobbies are internet and technology, and the soccer too. That's it.
Awesome. Great. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties, but I might ask you some questions if we do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Welcome to Louisville. I can't believe only two weeks. That's not very long at all. Great. And something you can say is that you came to reunite with your family.
Reunite.
Yep, that's the verb form there. Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Vanessa. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Carla. I come from Mexico. I've been in the United States since I was like 13 years old. I have 3 daughters. The first one is 14, about to be 14. The other one is 9, and the little one is 2. And I live on Noble, like, I've been here like 15 years ago. I'm married. I work on Amazon. And things that I like to do is to spend time with my family, my daughters, going to the park or something like that.
Awesome. Great. Maybe you have many things to share with Bala about Louisville and all the places to know about, all the places to go, since you have quite a bit of experience.
Yeah, kind of.
Great. Thank you so much. Who's next?
Okay.
I see Ernesto's hand.
Yes. My name is Ernesto. I'm from Cuba. I live here in Louisville almost 5 years. I have one child, one daughter, Step. I'm working on the UPS healthcare and cheaper. My hobby is reading, watching TV, and sometimes I play chess with my brother.
Very cool. I used to feel embarrassed when I would say my hobby was watching TV because it's not like very interesting, right? Some people are like skydiving or cooking or cake decorating, and TV is, you know, something everybody does. But it's such a great way to kind of check out and relax and rest your brain a little bit. So I
Yeah.
think it's a totally valid hobby to have.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
thanks, Ernesto.
You're welcome.
I see Moises, I see his hand, but hardly his face.
Me.
The light is not help me.
That's okay.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Moises Llanes Santo. I am the brother of Neto.
Mhm.
I am from Cuba, almost 2 years old. No work, not yet. My family is Cuba. My hobby is play chess with my brother and technology. I like some of the technology. In Cuba, I am engineer technology.
Mm.
Something equal Bala. So.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I am 27 years old and no have kids. Thank you for this opportunity. I like this class because the English is very important in the world, in the life, for everything. And I like. Nice to meet you, everyone.
I'm very happy to have you. I love
Yeah.
doing these kinds of introductions because you get to find people who do similar things or who know similar things as you do. And
Yeah.
We can use
I
that.
like this too.
as we go
the
forward.
similar in the people.
Mhm. Yeah, it's important, I think, to talk to real people and see faces
Yeah.
during this time. All right. Angela, I hear you, I see you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angela. I'm from Republic of Moldova. I live in Louisville almost 5 years. I have 2 kids and 2 grandkids. My job, I'm operation from National Tobacco. My hobby is cooking. Yeah, I love cooking.
Great.
I'm shy a little bit, sorry.
That's okay. You did awesome. You must have lots of people to cook for then, with 2
Me
kids
too.
and grandkids.
Me too, I like cooking.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. We'll be talking about cooking and recipes later on in our class. So hopefully you guys can share some important tips for
Yeah,
cooking and in the kitchen. Awesome. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have 1 or 2 more. Who's next? Masa, I see you.
Hi, my sweet teacher. Hi, bye everyone. I would appreciate the opportunity and occasion that allow me really to improve and enhance my English level as a second language speaker. So first of all, my name is Masaoudi Abdul Khaliq. That is an Arabic name, so you can, I think it's really hard for you to say it. So you can call me Masa, that's good. I come from Morocco, for north of Morocco is called Rifian part of Morocco. I've been graduated there in college in 2011 in mathematics and computer science. And after that, I get in the mathematics school for certificate as a math teacher. I've been working as a math teacher for 5 years until I get the visa to come to the United States. Now I'm here in the United States for, I think, 2 months, just 2 months in Louisville. Like Louisville is a really wonderful, a nice landscape here, besides rivers and a lot of parks. I do really like that, and it's because I have relation. I love nature, and I've been practicing sport in nature as a marathon, a half marathon runner. I'm a half marathon runner. So it's really I want to get into the subject of or the reason why I interested this to enhance my language as English level. So first time I would really work. I want to have this desire to work as a math teacher in Louisville. I hope I achieve that, and I have enough skills and to do it. So for this reason, I come to inscribe in this and they call you for this to have this opportunity. I mean, what rest for my family? To know something about my family. My family, we are 8. So my dad passed away in 2015. Was an imam. You know about imam, a priest in the mosque. Was So my mom is working home. She has no, no job or something like that. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. My grand brother is a science teacher in high school. The second one is an engineer in mathematics science. The second is working as anyway. I mean, he has no special job, so he can work there and work there, etc. So there's nothing special for him as a job. My sister's one is working like she was working, herself. She does stuff, and she sells pastels and do candies like that, and she sell them. Yeah, she has a talent, really talented with this way. I think that's it.
Awesome. Yeah,
thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for sharing. You were the first one to mention sports as a hobby. That kind of surprises me. Maybe some other people can agree to that. I don't agree with that, or I don't enjoy that so much, but that's great. Yeah, I think you'll have a lot to contribute and a lot to learn from this class.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And I think we still have 1 more, Erica. Maybe we lost her. Are you there, Erica?
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Erica. I am 26 years old. I am from Mexico. I have a son. He has 3 years old. He's Mexico. I am his keeping. I work at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I am not speak English. But I want learn. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for joining our class today. Erica, what do you like to do for fun?
I like reading.
Reading. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Lots of opportunities for reading with a 1-year-old.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Well, great. All right. Thank you guys so much for teaching us, letting us learn a little bit about you and your life. As you are listening to your classmates, sometimes it's very difficult to listen. It's difficult because Zoom is sometimes kind of tricky. It's difficult because we have speakers of different languages with different types of accents. That can be really difficult to listen to. So as we go through the class today and the next couple of weeks, I want you to be practicing your listening. Maybe you don't understand everything, it's okay, but listening as much as possible. And the more you listen, the easier it will become. You'll become very familiar with my voice, and you'll get to learn the voice of your other classmates as well. So if it's difficult tonight, don't worry. It's only the beginning. Things are always difficult at the beginning. All right. Okay. Any questions or other comments so far? And let's keep going. All right. This is the first day of school. So sometimes on the first day of school, we have to talk about the rules and expectations for the class. Now, I already told you that my rule is there's no rule that says no talking. That means talking is good in this class. And talking is good and listening is really, really important in this class. But what else? What else do you think would be some good rules for an online class like this? Any ideas?
This is an opportunity to be in the crowd that impact you really to have some voice get inside on your head. So that means even if you can't understand, you can have some word memorized in your subconsciousness that's unpacked in the future. Your step further going to enhance your level. I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Sometimes in participating in a class like this, you won't understand everything right away, or you miss some things because there's no context to kind of help cement where that is. But just sticking with it and just following as much as possible.
I think
It's okay, keep going.
Okay. I think speaking any language is based really on communications. It doesn't mean if you are really perfect in grammar and some other rules that mean you are a good speaker.
Yeah.
So based on my modest field expertise in this language, I feel like even if I read a lot of things in English, but when it depends of communicating someone or talk someone, it make you really like you are handicapped to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So communication with people or opportunity to be between some other people, especially between native speaker. That's a real opportunity for you to enhance you, to improve your level.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about that in this class. And really my goal is not to get all of you to 100%. What I hope to do with this class is to show you some important information and useful tools so that you can try it out. You can make mistakes, you can experiment, and you can try new things with English and use it in a real way. Maybe it's not perfect, maybe you make some mistakes, but you're trying and you're communicating, and that's where you're gonna find the most growth. So, did I lose my slides? Can you see my slides still?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about some expectations for this classroom. Hold on a second. Oh no. Let's try this again. Okay. I'm on a borrowed computer today and there's two different screens here. It's really throwing me off. So bear with me here, please. Thank you. Okay. Some expectations for a classroom. Attendance. Of course, in this class, you got to show up. I can't help you if you don't show up to class. If you can't come, that's okay. But if you can be here, I really, really want you to be here. This next word here is participation. What is participation?
Is to get into the topic as a part of the topic.
Quite, Angela?
Communication. And talk with everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that, to talk with everybody. Participation is once you're in your chair in class, what do? You have your headphones in, you're listening, you maybe you have a piece of paper so you can write some notes, you are listening and talking to the other students. That's a communication piece. Participation is not camera off, mute, listening, but I'm washing dishes at the same time. That's not participation, right? Exercising while listening to English class, not participation. It looks like you guys are all participating right now. I see some serious focused kind of faces in my screen here, which is exactly what I want to see.
Does that mean participate mean to be part of?
Means to be part of something. Yep.
Okay. That's why the word is reflect part of participation. Yeah.
And communication we've already talked about, but we're going to take this one step further. When it comes to attendance and participation, the next piece is communication. If you cannot come to English class, please tell me, communicate with me, send me an email. If you do the homework, please tell me, send me an email, communicate with me. If you have a question or a problem, communicate with me. Tell me what's going on so I can try to help out any way that I can. Okay, next up is this one right here, the class folder. Do you see how this is underlined in green right here?
Yep.
Yeah. So anytime we see this in our slides, it means that, why can't I click on it? It means that it's a link. So anything that's linked in the slides, you're gonna get, you'll be able to view here in the class folder. I don't know why it says it's in the trash. Oh, I think I moved it. Okay, I'll fix that for you. But basically, I'm going to send you an email after class today. Why does it keep doing that? Here we go. I'm going to send you an email after class today, with an invitation so that you can open the class folder. And in the class folder, you'll be able to see class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 as we go. And then if you click into that class 1, you'll be able to see all of the material from the class. You'll have the slides, you'll have the handouts, you'll have the homework. What else is here? The survey, and you'll find the video after class. So if you are absent and you want to watch the class, you want the homework, you don't have to tell me, you know where to go in the class folder. So that's where you're going to be able to find all of the materials from the class. We'll talk more about that at the end here too. The next piece I just mentioned is the class survey. At the end of every class, we're going to do a quick Google survey so I can learn a little bit about you, and so you can kind of test and check what did you learn in the class today. And the final piece here is, of course, the homework piece. This is an English class, right? And we want to practice as much as possible. So we'll talk more about homework at the end of our class today. But it's really, really important to practice English every day. Coming to English 2 hours, 2 days a week, 4 hours, that's a lot. That's great. But you need a little bit more, okay? And so I'm going to share with you some ideas, some activities that you can do throughout the week to help improve your English. I'm going to ask you to spend 2 hours working on homework every week, okay? 2 hours. That's a lot of time, right? Where are you going to find 2 hours plus 4 hours of class? That's a lot of time. But what I've done is I've taken the homework and I tried to put it in very small sections. So you can spend 20 minutes practicing English every day. That's more doable, right? That's easier. 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we like 20 minutes. 2 hours is too stressful, too much work. Okay, and then the final piece that I have on here, this little door with the do not disturb sign. This is a big commitment that you're taking on. 4 hours every week to come to English class. Your attendance and participation are very important. And I would like you to get in the habit of spending time in this way, in English class in this way. So you might need to remind your friends, remind your family, I'm busy, I can't talk right now. And of course, if you have to take care of somebody or something during class, it's okay. Mute, camera off, go help, and then come back as soon as possible. If you need a bathroom break, just go. You don't have to tell me. You're at your house. I don't care. If you need to get a drink of water and you'll come right back, it's okay. But as much as possible, try to focus on that attendance and participation. All right. Any questions about any of this?
No.
Okay, you're like, Vanessa, when are we going to get to English? Like, you're just talking at us this whole time. When are we going to learn something? Let's learn something. All right. So today is the beginning of session 5. You don't know what session 5 is because this is your first day of English class, right? But session 5 means that in the next 5 weeks, we will be talking about this topic of consumer economics. Consumer economics. That's some pretty big words, right? Who can tell me, what does consumer economics mean? Right here. Any ideas? If you think you know, please unmute yourself and tell us, what is consumer economics? I promise it's not as difficult as it sounds. Angela?
About money.
It's about money. Mhm.
I think is a person who contribute to growing up economics by to buy and to expand money.
That's a great definition. Consumer economics is about a person
It's
who
kind
is
of
buying and selling,
kind of client, something like that.
maybe like a client.
Or ways to spend money in something and
Ways to
buy and
spend.
make shop. Etc.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay.
When we're talking about consumer economics, we're talking about you and me. We are the consumer. And economics is the exchange of money and goods and services in a community. Transaction. Mhm.
Okay.
Exactly. When we put those two things together, we have this study of how people spend or use money, how they consume the resources in their community. So that's what we're going to be talking about. What is this word here? Consume. Consume. We have consumer, and Bala pointed out it's the person,
Yeah.
right?
Name.
But what does the word consume mean?
Waste. Waste.
Waste?
Yeah.
Depend.
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh no. Get rid of my little box here. Okay. We're gonna come back to that consumer economics. I want to show you one of my favorite tools for studying English, and this is dictionary.com. Has anybody used dictionary.com before?
No.
No.
Yeah.
When you find new words in English, do you translate them?
Google Translate.
Google
Yes.
Translate.
Yeah,
Google
Google
Translate.
Mhm.
Translate.
That
Yeah.
it depends on the context. Sometimes you can get the word meaning from the context,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's really hard to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when the word depends on some other culture or something other,
Mm.
like some words that, yeah. Imagine, for example, when they include some words in idioms or something like that. Even if you know the meaning, you can't understand what they are talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So getting the words from dictionary, that doesn't mean you will understand everything, and the vice versa. So we need to understand context first and some other things. Yeah.
Using the context is a really great way to learn vocabulary, but
Right.
it's not always the best way because you might not understand why something is happening. So I know in your regular everyday life, Google Translate is like your best friend, right? You probably check every day words on
Yeah.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. But when it comes to studying English, I want to try to teach you a new way to learn vocabulary instead of only Google Translate. Because when you put the word in Google Translate, you put one word and you get one word. And as Masa pointed out, if you put in an idiom, that's a phrase, it has easy words maybe, but the definition is totally different. And Google Translate doesn't know how that works. Now, when you use Google Translate, you put one word and you get one word. Okay. Okay, it's useful for certain situations. When you use an English dictionary, you put in one word and you get so much information about that word. You can learn so much about it. And you get some context, but you get helpful context. You get more information to help you learn about that one word. And as you're studying English, in that 20 minutes every day, try no Google Translate. Try to use the English dictionary. We're going to do some practice with that. But before we do, let me show you a little bit of how dictionary.com works. This is the website here, and there's an app that I highly recommend, but I can't show you that on the computer right now. But let's talk about the website. So let's type in the word consumer. Oh my gosh, consumer. Here we go. Right away, it gives me some words here that are related, that are connected to the word consumer. But let's choose the first one here. Can everybody see the dictionary website? Okay. Right. So here's the page for consumer. An English dictionary can teach you so much more than just a one-to-one translation. Here we have our word. Here's the pronunciation. If you know IPA, you can see the IPA spelling or the phonetic spelling. This shows us the syllables of the word and where the stress is. Consumer, consumer. You can listen to me, or you can listen to the computer here. I don't have the sound turned on, so it won't play for you, but you can listen to the speaker say the word for you. Check your pronunciation. All right. We have here, we know that it's a noun, and we have 1, 2, 3 definitions for the word. One really fun thing in English is that the word can have more than one definition. Sometimes the definitions are like totally different, which is a little frustrating. But an English dictionary is always going to give you the most common definitions for the word, most common to least common at the bottom. So most likely you only need to focus on the top 1 or 2 definitions of a word to be able to use it or to be able to listen or read someone else using it. Another reason that I really like dictionary.com is that on the website and the app, any word you can click and it will show you the definition for that word. So sometimes dictionaries use lots of words, and now you just start looking up more words, and then you forget where you started, right? So don't do that too much, but it can be really helpful to look up a word in the definition. For example, our word consumer is a noun. It is a person or thing that consumes. There's that word again. What's consume? Consumer, consumes. I still don't know the meaning of the word, right? So let's click consumes. Okay. Here's consume, consume. Here it's a verb. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 definitions. Remember that the number 1 and number 2 are the most useful, most helpful. To destroy or expend by use, or to use up. To eat or drink up. To devour. To destroy as by decomposition or burning. And to spend money or time, usually wastefully. This is consume. Consume means to eat, to drink, or to use something. I'm a consumer, you're a consumer. Okay. As we go through the dictionary, as we go through our class, I'd really like you to start using an English dictionary. For part of your homework assignment tonight, well, you don't have to do it today, but part of your homework assignment for this class will be to do some dictionary practice and use the website or use the app. In the slideshow here, there's a link so you can download the app to your device. It's one of my favorite apps. I use it all the time. Highly, highly recommend it. Okay. Any questions about the dictionary? Oh, okay. Let's practice using it right now. I forgot that this little activity was going to be in here. All right. I'm going to share with you the link to the dictionary.com so you can get there quickly. And we're going to look at these first 4 words right here: bill, employ, intro, and folder. And what I'd like for you to do is to check the dictionary for each of these words, search for the word, listen to the pronunciation, say the word out loud. You're going to think it's kind of silly, but it's good. Say the word out loud, find the part of speech, and read 1 or 2 of the definitions for each word. All right. And then for one word, come back and write a sentence in your own sentence for that word. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to stop the screen. Don't freak out. Something you're going to find in some of my slides, there's a lot of words. Don't write down everything on the slides because it's too much. Instead, you can have, you're going to get the recording that you can watch later or the slides that you can view later to do that instead. So I'm going to stick this in the chat, the link for the website, dictionary.com. When you click there, it might open in a different window. I might go away for a minute, but I'll still be here while you click on that. Can everybody get to dictionary.com?
Yep.
Okay, and then here are the 4 words you're going to look up in the dictionary: bill, employ, intro, and folder. I'm going to give you, let's say 10 minutes to search for the word, listen, find the part of speech, read the definitions, and then write 1 sentence with one of the words.
What were the other words?
They're here in the chat. They're bill,
Oh, okay.
employ, intro, and folder. Hello to our new student.
Hello, how are you
How are
doing?
you?
I'm good, thank you.
Very good.
I'm sorry, I will.
That's okay. We're happy you're here now. What is your
Okay.
name?
My name is Ahlam, Leila. Leila Ahlam, two names.
Layla.
Yeah,
Can we call you Layla?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
In a few minutes, you and I will chat and we'll talk about what happened in the first hour. But right now we're practicing some dictionary skills. You can see on your screen here, I think, this activity here to check. Oh, maybe you can't see. Can you see my screen?
It's here?
Dictionary skills.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you this website so you can visit this website and you can look up 4 words in the dictionary to learn a little bit about each of these words. All right.
All right. Yeah.
So if you'll click on that dictionary.com,
Okay. But no, type, it's chat. It's okay, ma'am.
okay. In the chat, there is a link for, can you
Yes.
find the chat? The link for dictionary.com. Can you click
Yes,
there?
I write that's hi.
Very good, very good.
Yes, this. You see?
I see you, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see dictionary.com in the chat
Yes,
and click?
okay.
Okay. And there are
Yes.
4 words for you to look up in the dictionary.
4 words. Forwards. Where are forwards? No.
We'll take about 2 more minutes and then we'll go over it together.
I don't see.
It's okay. Can you come back to Zoom?
Okay.
There you go. Just hang out with me for a minute. Just wait. Okay, let's go ahead and chat together about that activity, see how it went.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so did you have any trouble finding the words in the dictionary?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. I speak little.
Okay, Layla, just listen right now,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
listen, okay?
Okay.
And we'll talk in a few minutes, but right now we're gonna check what the other students have finished.
Okay. Okay.
Right. All right, did anybody find any surprising definitions as they were
Yes.
reading? Moses,
Yes, I found that the bill and employee. So the bill is a piece paper where everyone pay something in the bill, in the house, the car, something is. I made the sentence.
okay,
So I paid the restaurant bill when I finished my dinner.
I paid the restaurant bill when I finished my dinner. Perfect.
Yes. So speaking some more or somebody speak
Let's
for
see.
the word.
Let's check somebody else. Would somebody else like to share?
I'm
Yeah.
fine. Employee,
Employee.
yes. The definition I use is to hire. On the sentence, this factory employs thousands of people.
Perfect. This company employs thousands of people. Great.
Yes.
Is employ a noun, verb, adjective, or adverb?
Mm,
Is that verb?
It's a verb. Very
Mhm.
good.
Oh.
Okay, Bala, I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, sorry, I mute my my Zoom.
That's okay.
Intro. Donc, I read my sentence. All right. A speaker intros the statement of the CEO.
A speaker intros the
Statement.
statement
Right, of the CEO.
of the CEO. Very good. Yeah. Intro is short for introduction,
Introductions. Yeah.
right? Very good.
Yeah.
All right, so
Can I-
you want to tell us about folder?
Yeah. Can I? Oh, folder. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
And Nasa?
Yeah, I can. I can collect all your handout in one folder.
I can call all your,
No, collect
I can collect all your
Yeah,
notes. in a
your
folder.
handout in one folder, for example. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
great.
eggs in one basket.
Like your eggs in one basket. Now, since we are virtual, there will be no paper for this class, but we do have a folder. We have
Okay.
a virtual folder. That's where all of the handouts and links and everything for the class will be in that folder. Okay, perfect. All right, so you guys are going to get a little bit more practice with using the dictionary for your homework assignment tonight, or at the end of the class today. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, let's just take a quick break. Come back in 10 minutes.
Fine.
This
It's
is
not-
funny.
Yeah,
And great.
that's for break.
That's our break picture. Yeah, come back
Oh
in
my
10
God.
minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead and don't leave. Oh, don't leave the group, but 7:18. Just mute your camera or mute your thing, close your camera, and I'll yell at you when it's time to come back, okay?
Okay.
All right, except for Layla. I'd like to speak with Layla for a minute.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to close this. Stop the share. Okay, I'm happy to see you today, Layla.
Me too.
Okay, so in the first hour of the class, we did some introductions and I shared a little bit about some of the materials from the class and what we'll talk about or what we'll do for the next few weeks together. And we did a little activity with using the English dictionary. Yeah. So let's start with introduction, right? The beginning. My name is Vanessa. It's really nice to meet you. I'm so happy you're in our class today. And
Nice to meet you too.
yeah, Layla, can you tell me a little bit about you? Tell me, where are you from? Tell me about your family. Tell me about interesting things about your life.
Okay, I'm from Iraq. We are here in family. I and my husband and my son.
Mhm.
Just here 1 year in America. It's here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, I speak little. I'm a job in Walmart.
Okay.
Yes. So nothing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. It sounds like somebody is sitting next to you.
Yeah, my husband.
Very good.
Here.
Yeah. So for English class, it's very important that it's only you. Only Layla, no husband in English class, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I want you to practice listening and practice speaking.
Oh,
And if somebody is over here talking,
yes.
it's going to be confusing, right?
Okay, okay. I'm sorry.
It's no problem. Hello, husband.
Hello.
Hello.
So if he's going to be there, he has to be so quiet. Okay. Okay. So in this English class, we are going to practice speaking and listening. We'll do a little bit of grammar practice, and we're going to be talking about money and how we use and exchange money in the United States. We will not count $1, $2, $3, but we're going to talk about going shopping and using a recipe, problems that you have at the grocery store, or I don't know, other problems when it comes to using money and working together in a community. Now, with coming to school on Zoom, it's a little different, right? Because we're not in the classroom and we can't share papers together, and we can't ask, it's more difficult to ask questions sometimes. And it's also difficult to listen on Zoom because the internet is no good, or sometimes students from another language, their accent can be very difficult to listen to. So especially at the beginning, maybe you don't understand very much. It's okay. Keep trying and keep listening. And I want you to try this class for a little while. And if it's still too difficult, then we can talk about changing the level. Okay.
Okay.
But today, this is your class.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Let me go back and show you really quickly something that I was showing the other students. All right. Every time I click, it does that. Here we go. Attendance, participation, communication, class folder, class survey, and homework. These are the 6 parts of our class together. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Attendance means come to class.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Participation means listening and writing, speaking.
Yes.
Right?
It,
Participation is not washing the dishes and listening to English class.
yeah.
Right? Sit down and study English is participation. Communication is to talk to me. If you have questions or if you have problems before class, after class, you have my email address. If you have problems or questions, please tell me. Okay. And this is the link to the class folder. The class folder, I'll send you an email and you can say open and it will show you here. There's a place for class 1 for the slides, the handouts, the homework, the video, so you can watch again from the beginning. Okay. And that's what you see inside the folder right here. Here's for class 1. So I'll send this to you. I'll send this to all of the students. And then you don't have to ask, Vanessa, where is the homework? You know, it's in the folder. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
No?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll take about 1 more minute of a break. I'm going to go get a snack and we'll come back in 1 minute to finish class, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Hang tight, just one.
Water. كم دروس اليوم؟ 3 والله.
Okay, everybody, if you can hear me, please come back. Please come back. We're ready to start our class again. Oh. It's got real dark in here. Hold on. Uh-oh, somebody just woke up from his nap. I'm sorry. I don't want to wake you up.
Hello.
Hello. This is, I don't think I told you his name.
He's a new
This is-
student.
Huh?
This is a new student.
It's our new student. Yeah, our class mascot. His name is Rory. Rory.
Lori. Hi, Lori.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, he's such a friendly cat. Okay, except when he is in front of the camera. All right. Let's pick up where we left off. Ready? Okay. Let me find my screen again. Back to our hippo. Hippos are my favorite animal, so I just wanted to show my favorite animal in our slides today. Okay, let's do a really super quick grammar review. This is an advanced level class. I didn't want to, start with present perfect progressive on the very first day. I wanted to kind of ease into it a little bit. So today we're just going to quickly review the parts of speech. We kind of talked about it already when we talked about the dictionary. Looking up the part of speech can be really helpful when you're looking up a new word in the dictionary. But before we talk about that, what are some examples of part of speech?
Noun.
Noun.
Verb.
Verb, good.
Adverb.
I hear adverb. Masa, I think you're muted.
Adjective. Adjective. Okay.
What else? Is that all?
Pronoun.
Pronoun.
Adverb.
We have adverb here.
Subject.
Subject. So subject is a way that we talk about the noun. It's not separate from the noun. It is, we have subject and object, and those are both different types of nouns or ways the noun is used. You might have heard of preposition.
Preposition, yeah.
How about article?
I think human.
How about modal? These are probably the ones that are most important.
Point and kuma and something like that.
A
We call
what?
that preposition, like point when you finish the article or phrase or something like that.
That's
This is a
called-
part of the speech, right?
No, it's actually separate. It's called punctuation.
Punctuation, yeah.
Punctuation. And that is the question mark, comma, here's the word right here, punctuation. Question mark, comma, period, quotation marks, that kind of thing is punctuation. It is not a part of speech, but it is a tool that a writer can use to help communicate their ideas more clearly. These are the parts of speech that are most common, most important. There are others, but we probably won't get that detailed in this class. So these are the parts of speech, but what is part of speech? What is it?
Speech.
We use them to make a sentence.
We sure do. Yeah, we use words to make a sentence, right? And the part of speech is the job of the word. It tells us, what does the word do in the sentence? So we can write a really correct sentence that is short. Okay, for example, it is night. I am hungry. I want dinner. I will sleep. Those sentences are correct. No problem with those sentences, but it's like short, choppy, doesn't sound good, right?
Like chaos, like random, there's no organization, something like that.
Well, it's still a little organized,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't sound good, right?
Rude,
And
rude.
could be a little rude to
Yeah.
speak very short
Yeah,
sentences.
yeah.
When we use the words in using different parts of speech, we can create really interesting sentences. And that makes us a better speaker or user of English when we make more interesting sentences. And looking at the different parts of speech and how we can even change the part of speech of a word can help us to make better and more interesting kinds of sentences. So the noun, that's the word that is the person, place, thing, or idea. A verb is an action like run or want. An adverb describes the verb, and an adjective describes a noun. The pronoun takes the place of the noun, like I, he, she, it, they, ours. A modal is another way to give information about a verb, like can, could, and should. An article goes before most nouns. A, an, and the are the articles. Prepositions give us information about place, to, from, with. I don't know, there's a bunch of those, up and down. So when we use these words together, we can make much, much more interesting sentences. When you're looking at a word in the dictionary, you always want to check the part of speech because that can tell you how to use the word. Where in the sentence does that kind of a word go? A dictionary will also sometimes show you the other uses for the word, different ways of changing the word so that you can see if is it possible to change it to a different part of speech. I think I put an example here. This is a pretty simple sentence, but it's a fairly good one. The cat sat on the mat. And we can see how every word in this sentence has a job to do. If we wanted to say, the cat sat, that's a good sentence. But when we add this preposition and this other noun, it makes it more interesting. Now we know where the cat is. We can add adjectives. The fat cat sat on the mat. And we could change it all day long. All right, any questions about parts of speech?
Well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said adverb is describe the verb, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you said model is a kind of to describe in other way the verb, I think. So there is I'm confusing in between first for the adverb meaning and model meaning. So can you give me an example? And
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah. Modals work with the verb. A modal does not describe the verb. It tells us how the verb happens. Okay, so let me give you a couple of examples here. I'm not really sure how to use these funny boxes, so give me a sec here. Okay, so an example of an adverb would be slowly and quickly. She jumped quickly. She jumped quick. I don't know how you would jump slowly, but we'll go with that. Okay. Many adverbs end with that ly ending. Okay. Here's, oh no. That doesn't look very good, does it? Let me try this again. Here's a sentence with a modal. She can jump quickly.
I got it.
The modal tells us how the verb happens. It gives us, tells us the mode, the condition that it can happen in. Can tells us about ability.
Yeah. So model is just supplement.
Is a what?
Supplement. Yeah, like you add to describe another way.
Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
supplements
Okay.
the sentence, yeah. Okay, we will talk more about modals probably later on in this class. We're not going to start there, but just for now, you can have in your mind that it's one of our parts of speech that we use to make more interesting kinds of sentences. And one of your homework activities this week will be to play some online games, identifying different parts of speech, just to kind of remind yourself and refresh your brain about how these things work. Okay, any other questions there? Okay. Let's find our mouse and go to the next slide. All right, feels like we're hitting a lot of little topics tonight, and I hope that in the next class there's a little better kind of flow to it. This kind of seems a little random after talking about parts of speech and the dictionary and how to use Zoom and that kind of thing. But I wanted to spend a few minutes in every class talking about US government. And I thought a lot about this, but I just think it's really important. And, you know, as you guys are living and working in the United States, some of you for many, many years, and some of you for only a few weeks, I think that learning about the government of the country you are in is part of learning about the country that you are living in. And we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about our community. We're going to talk about all other aspects of life. And government is part of our life, good or bad. It's part of our life, right? So we're going to spend a few minutes every class talking a little bit about US government. And my goal here is to show you some words so you can have them in your head. Maybe you start to use them. Maybe you hear it somewhere, you read it somewhere, you think, oh, okay, I know what that is. I can't really tell you yet, but I recognize that. I see it. I know what that is because we talked about it in English class. We're going to start today with the Constitution. With your homework this evening, you're going to get to do a little activity with the Constitution, practicing those dictionary skills and learning a little bit about the Constitution. But I just wanted to share a little bit with you here tonight. Does anybody know what the Constitution is?
It's law for people.
Law for the people. Yeah, that's exactly it.
With the
I
people?
think, mhm. I think every government, maybe not every, has a constitution. It's the law of the government of a country or a region. And most of the time that's a piece of paper. It's written down somewhere what the laws are. And we call that document the Constitution. Of course, the United States has a constitution. Kentucky has a constitution. California has a constitution. Puerto Rico has a constitution. But the US Constitution is the constitution for the whole country. The whole country. Sometimes we give it this nickname. We call it the supreme law of the land. What does supreme mean?
The up, the ground one. The ground one.
Yeah. Yeah, the very top, right? This is the highest law of the land. It's not super detailed. It's pretty broad speaking, but it is the top law, and every law underneath must agree with the top law, the supreme law.
So it's granted the right and etc.
It grants what?
It grants some right, etc. for other countries' government.
For the country, yeah. That's
Okay.
what it does. It's going to give us information about the government. It's going to say, what is the government and how does it work? Who is the government? It gives the rights of the people and tells us what the people can and can't have the right to do. And to some extent with the government too, it gives the rights to the government, what the government can and can't do. Now, the United States country is not very old, 240 something years old, not too old. Many countries are much older than that. The US Constitution was written in 1787, not quite 240 years ago. But it's still important today. And that's my question here. Why? Why is it important today? Why are we talking about it besides Vanessa wants to talk about it?
Need know about my right.
We need to know about our rights. Now, my guess is most of you are not US citizens. So why do you need to know what's in the Constitution?
It's Day of Woman.
Is it what?
Day of Woman.
JF.
She said Day of the Woman.
Yes.
The date of the war?
No, the woman.
Today is the International Woman Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not in the Constitution.
Yeah, no.
We can talk about that in just a minute. You're right, though. It is International Women's Day.
So maybe the founder of the new country or new state, modern new country. I mean, before the Constitution, the old countries. Well, I think maybe.
Yeah, the Constitution would kind of introduce the new country to the other countries.
Yeah. Purpose for organizations. Organize the country and grant and prevent some right, some law, some kind of things like
Very good.
Yeah.
I think it's even that you're not from this country, you have a right. You have like a right to even the law can protect you from I don't know, from let's say that if you're in trouble or something, you have the right to call the police if you need to. And they can even protect you if even you're not from here.
Yeah, absolutely. The Constitution, and we'll talk more about this in the future class too,
Maybe 1
gives
minute.
rights to American citizens and gives rights to non-citizens too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. But, as I think the Constitution is determined or give the or share the kind of authority we have, like government and justice in parliament. So they give they give each one their right to apply in something. So no one can cross the border to other things, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So here are some of the reasons that I think it's important to talk about the Constitution and to know what this is today in Vanessa's class in 2021. It's important so that we know how the government works. Maybe I don't know every detail in the Constitution, but if I have a question, I can go check the Constitution. We can know the difference between the national government and the state government. We have the US Constitution, the supreme law of the land. And we have the Kentucky Constitution with the laws for Kentucky. And all of the Kentucky rights or Kentucky laws have to agree with the US Constitution. Sometimes if you're listening to the news or watching the news on TV, there's lots of angry people on the news, right? It's politicians, they can be so angry sometimes.
Or serious.
And sometimes very serious, yes. Now it can be very common for people to say, well, that's unconstitutional. That's unconstitutional. What does unconstitutional mean?
What he's saying, it doesn't base it on the Constitution's rules. So he's playing out of the game. So he's saying something other, something else.
Yeah. Unconstitutional means against the Constitution. So sometimes people in politics will say it's unconstitutional because they disagree with something. But just because they disagree does not mean it's unconstitutional. Your opinion, right? Opinion is not the same thing as is it in the Constitution. So when someone says it's unconstitutional, you can say, is it really? Let's check the Constitution. And my final point here, I won't spend too much time on the framers and the founding fathers. The framers and the founding fathers, you can click these links here to learn a little bit about them. These are the men. They were all men. 17, so tiny, but 1780 something. These are the men who wrote the Constitution, who created the laws for this country. And see in this picture, all these old white men right here. We'll talk more about some of them in the future, but it's important to know where does this come from, and the time and the place and the people that created the Constitution in 1787 compared to today, 2021. I'm going to stop there because I think y'all are tired of listening to me talk, but if you want to learn more about the Constitution, there's this link here for the framers and founding fathers. You can learn more here. Underneath underneath here where I'm pointing, there's another link where you can click to read a little bit more about the Constitution as well. Okay. If you want to keep talking about the government, we will in the future. I'll ask, I'll get some input from you in the future because I want to know what you want to know about the government. Okay. Are you all tired of listening to me talk?
Said, yeah.
I think the cat
She is right
tired.
with you.
The
She's
cat
okay
is
with
tired of listening to me talk. Okay, we have a few minutes here. I'm gonna put you into, I'm gonna do some conversation groups. I'm gonna put you in small groups. We have 9 students. I'm gonna put you in groups of 3. And give you a few minutes to chat together and introduce yourself to your classmates in a small group. We did the big group introduction, but I want you to spend more time together in a small group, okay? Okay, so I'm going to create breakout rooms. I'm gonna put you each in a room with some other students. Let's see. Add a room. Oh, hold on a second while I do this. I haven't done this in a little while. Room 2. Carla, Erica. And Angela, Ernesta. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put you into a room. You're gonna meet 2 other students. Introduce yourself the same way you did at the beginning of class. Listen, maybe ask a question. If it's difficult to listen to the student because of their accent, it's okay, don't worry. Just take a deep breath and say, can you please repeat? Help each other out. The more we practice listening and speaking together, the easier it will be. It can be a little difficult on the first day, all right? So I'm going to create these rooms. You are invited to join. Please go to your room. Please join the room. Did you get the message that says join room? Okay, perfect.
You leave now? Ah.
Welcome back, welcome back. All here. Okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining our class today. It was wonderful to meet all of you. I'm excited to get to know you more as we go through this class together. Before we go today, I want to run through a couple other things with you, just as a quick reminder. Let's see. Nope, okay. I thought I skipped a slide. Here we go. At the end of class today, I'm going to send you a link to this survey. It's a quick survey to answer a couple of questions. Please put your name, tell me a little bit about you, tell me what you liked, what you didn't like about today. If you had a terrible time, please tell me so I can change and make it better for the next time. If you have ideas or something you want to talk about, please tell me so I can try to work that into our class. We're going to be learning together about how to do English class on Zoom. So if today was a little bit weird, that's okay. It's just going to get better from here, right? The more we do. The survey will be really helpful and really important so we can, it's one of the ways that we can communicate together about the class. I'm actually going to, I'm going to wait. I'm going to send that to you in just a second. The homework, as you can see here, it is linked, so you can click through the slides to get there. Let me kind of show you what it's going to look like. I really want the homework to be something that's helpful for you. I don't want the homework to be, just doing it because you have to. I want it to be really useful. So I hope this is not too intense or too scary, but I created a little checklist for you so you can do all of the parts every day. There's a couple different pieces here. Here's the survey again. We'll click there to take the survey. There's a journal entry to get some writing practice, some dictionary practice with the Constitution, some grammar practice, some games to practice the parts of speech, a vocabulary preview, some vocabulary words that we'll use on Wednesday, and then a link here so you can email me to tell me I did the homework, everything's finished. So this way, if you want to print and use this so you can write on the worksheet, you can do that. If you don't have a printer, it's totally fine. You can use your own paper to complete all of these assignments. You'll just write your answers on a piece of paper. When you're finished, you can, if you want to send me a picture of your finished homework, I'll check it. I'll see what's good and what's bad. I'll let you know. The homework in my class, honestly, is always going to be optional. The homework is not required for this class, okay? I'm going on the recorded class saying the homework is not required, but it's really, really good, okay? It's really, really good. It should be very helpful and very useful. So I hope you will try some of it. As you do the homework, you say, nah, I don't want grammar practice. I don't want to do that. That's okay, don't do it. I don't care. If you really want to practice vocabulary and you want to spend a lot of time there, good, perfect. Spend a lot of time there.
Correct. Okay.
This time on the side here is just a guess. You should not spend like 1 hour doing the journal. It should not take that long. It should just be a few minutes. So hopefully that can help you. Let's go to the survey. It is 8 o'clock. So before I share the survey, let's see. what questions do you have before we finish? Any comments or questions before we end the class today? No. No comments, no questions?
Will you send the link of homework?
Yes, I'm going to send you, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to send you an email. The email will be the invitation to the class folder. Remember the class folder?
Class folder, yes.
Mhm. And everything will be in the class folder. You'll click on class 1. Let me see if I can open the one where it's linked correctly. Yeah, it's going to look like this. Oh, you were here the whole time. It's going to look like this. So here's class 1. There's some other announcements here you can check out. If you click into class 1, there we go. Here's the slides from the class today, the homework, and then the extra handout for the class. The survey is linked in both of these things, and I'm going to put it in the chat right here, right now. Does that answer your question, Wissal?
No, thanks.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put this survey. You can click here to take the survey. It should take you about 10 minutes here at the end of class, or if you have to go, you can do it later in another class. Okay, Layla, before you go, can you find the chat and write your name in the chat?
Yes.
Write your name in the chat, thank you. Masa, you're welcome. Okay. If there are no more questions, I will end our class today and get that email over to you. I look forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for the
goodbye.
class.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.